You'll want to dump out your old toolboxes when you see how else you can use them. A smaller wood toolbox was lightly sanded, then stenciled on each end and sides using a rustic stencil to further the reclaimed wood vibe. After screwing it to a bathroom wall, it's the perfect size to hold a hand towel and a few skincare or cosmetic products. Here's another useful idea for the bathroom. I removed the handle from a DIY toolbox I previously made and installed 2 closet dowel brackets on each side instead. A closet dowel was cut to just the right length to fit inside the dowels. Now I can easily remove the handle and use it in various ways. I'm inserting some toilet paper onto the dowel, then hanging it up on a bathroom wall for an instant toilet paper holder. It's got a one-of-a-kind vibe that can even hold 2 rolls of paper, making it a super handy addition for any powder room. I brushed out all the dust and dirt from inside the toolbox, then gave it a good clean with hot soapy water. With the toolbox on its side, a construction level was placed on top, propped on something tall, then screwed to the wall. Some paint brushes were organized by size and type into cups, then placed on top of the toolbox. A few jars of boutique paint were stacked inside the toolbox along with a handy roller. A rag and some S-hooks were hung from the handle, then I loaded up the hooks with paint brushes, which resulted in a cute and compact mini paint station, so I had all I need at an arm's reach by my work table. Here's one more way to use it for paint. I'm gathering all my paint craft tubes in one area, then placing them all upside down into the crate so I can see all the colors right away. Then after adding a few paint brushes to the side, all my craft paints are super easy to tote wherever I need them. Here's how you can use it in a kitchen. After attaching it to the wall, some S-hooks were added along the handle to hang mugs, which turned into the perfect mini coffee station companion right beside the coffee machine. The shelves are just deep enough to hold coffee pods inside, plus a small sugar jar on top. Another way to use the removable handle is to insert some coasters and a cute small plant inside. Place the handle back and you have a toolbox caddy as an accent piece that makes grabbing for a coaster handy while looking really cute.
Grab a rolling pin for this functional and unique kitchen decoration. Take a page from a cookbook and cleanly slice to remove it. Spray both sides of the page lightly with water. Brush a strip of Mod Podge down the length of the rolling pin barrel and carefully attach the top edge of the cookbook page, smoothing to adhere. While rolling the barrel, continue applying more Mod Podge while gently attaching the page as you go. Trim any excess once the barrel is covered, then apply another layer of Mod Podge over the entire surface. Select the part of the page that you want to be most visible, then make 2 small marks on the underside of the barrel. Drill holes and screw in cup hooks. Attach wire, twine, or leather cording to both ends with enough slack to hang, and hang on a hook or nail on the wall. Your rolling pin is now ready to display.
I'm choosing 2 plastic rake heads from the Dollar Tree. Using a heat gun, I'm heating the labels so they can be removed effortlessly, followed by some solvent to remove the glue residue and TSP alternative to clean it. I'm now choosing a used, flexible stainless steel faucet connector I had in my stash and an old wire hanger. Using a hacksaw, I'm sawing off both ends of the connector so I'm just left with the tubing. I'm now straightening out the hanger and cutting it to the length of the connector using a pipe cutter. I'm now threading the wire through the connector to help hold the shape I desire. The connector is being dry fit inside both rake head holes so I can measure a desired gap between both rakes. Transferring that measurement onto a 1/4 inch coroplast, I'm cutting a long strip the entire length of the rakes, ensuring the hollow flutes are running horizontal against the long sides. On one side of the coroplast, I'm cutting through each flute, but only one side. If the flutes are hard to see, some additional task lighting can really help. Now the coroplast can bend. Next up, I'm painting one side of the rakes and both sides of the coroplast with black spray paint. 3 coats were needed with plenty of drying time in between. Now that the paint is dry, I'm bending the coroplast to open the cut flutes back up where the paint made them stick. Using a glue gun, I'm applying hot glue to one rake along the inside bottom, then attaching one side of the coroplast. Once stable, I'm now gluing the other rake to the coroplast to create a base that supports both rakes. I'm now adding some hot glue onto the rake holes, then inserting the connector. Reaching for some soft twisted rope, also from the dollar store, I'm gluing and winding the rope around the connector to completely cover it. I found the rope easier to work with if I rolled it into a ball prior and hot glued it into place every so often. And I am left with the most adorable garden-themed rake basket that can be used so many ways. Doesn't that black rake against the white rope look elegant? And I love the peak of the original green inside. However, you can paint both sides the same color or choose any two tones you wish. Or bring it to a patio table and use it as a table centerpiece. Simply place a cup inside, insert faux or real flowers to instantly summarize your space. Or how about filling it with plants or flowers, then hang it on a front door or shed door or under a window as a unique window box planter. The added feature is not only enchanting, it's weather resistant too.
This is one of the coolest upcycles I've done lately. I had this old chess game sitting around, but it was missing some pieces, and honestly, it's not much fun to play chess if you're missing some pawns or a knight. But rather than toss it in the trash, I thought, why not make this into something functional? Your first step is to figure out how you want to arrange your chess pieces across the board. Once you know where you want them, drill small pilot holes into the chessboard and also into the bottoms of each of the pieces that you're using. And then from the back side of the board, drive those small screws up through the board and into the base of your chess piece. Now, once all of your pieces are attached, it's time to hang this up on the wall. Now that it's on the wall, do you see how these pieces look like little hooks? This project transforms an old, forgotten chessboard into a really clever jewelry organizer. You can hang necklaces on the hooks and even some bracelets, and you have the coolest display piece for them.
You'll want to pull that old fry pan out of the trash when you see this super unique flip. To make this project a little easier, I'm choosing a fry pan that has handles that are screwed on. I'm leaving the handles on while I sand the inside and the outside of the pan using 60 grit sandpaper. The more Teflon you remove, the better the adhesion will be. Now I'm unscrewing the handles from both sides, saving the original screws for later. To clean the pan as best as possible, I'm wiping it down using Fusion's TSP alternative, which will remove any remaining grease and debris. Placing the pan open side down on a Lazy Susan, I'm painting the sides and the bottom of the pan with one coat of Fusion Mineral Paints Ash. Reaching for some wood doorknobs, I'm leaving the original screws inside while I paint them in ash as well. Once the bottom of the pan is dry, I'm flipping it open side up, then choosing a small bundle of burlap from the dollar store that's large enough to cover the inside of the pan. The burlap is being spread out over the pan, cut to size, then ironed to remove any creases. Mod Podge is being painted inside the pan quite thick. The burlap is being pushed down onto the Mod Podge, smoothing the fabric to the sides of the pan using my hands. Burlap is a great material to use for this since the weave is very loose and movable, making it easy to mold up the sides. You could also try ripped fabric scraps or even pretty tissue paper. The burlap edges around the pan are now getting trimmed with scissors, leaving a nice clean edge. Turning the pan flat side up, I'm hot gluing the painted knobs onto the bottom of the pan to create fate. Now with the pan turned burlap side up, I'm hot gluing some wicker garland around the edge of the pan. Another layer of garland is being placed on top, then using some black florist wire, the top layer of the garland is being wired to the bottom layer to create a thicker edge. The top layer also helps hide glue. Now I'm going over all the edges, trimming twigs, and even painting over a little bit of the glue to further camouflage it. To create handles, I'm breaking a branch into two pieces, then drilling a small hole into each that matches the size of the original pan handle screws. I'm inserting the screws through the holes, then screwing the branch handles onto the pan. And I'm now the proud owner of an adorable nature-inspired tree that can be used so many different ways. I love how the dark paint marries the woodsy details and burlap, making this a one-of-a-kind creation that blends effortlessly with nature. This tray is also sized perfectly to serve up a great fresh coffee experience indoors or out. Other ways to use the tray are for candles, seasonal decorating, a catch-all near an entry or office, or anything you wish.